Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the London Business School 2022 Congregation Ceremony, where we will honour participants of the Masters in Financial Analysis, Masters in Analytics and Management, and Masters in Management programmes. Ladies and gentlemen, please ensure that your mobile phones are switched off and that you stay in your seats so that the aisles can be kept clear. Please can we also ask, if you're taking photographs, please to turn off the flash. Thank you. Guests. Guests, please remain in your seats. Students, please be upstanding for the faculty procession. Ladies and gentlemen, please do be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Arpa Bagri, Chairman of the Governing Body.
Good afternoon, but also good morning and good evening to everyone watching from around the world. As Chairman of the Governing Body, it is a privilege to welcome you to today's celebration. And it is really wonderful to be back in person for congregation after so long. The impact of COVID on all of us has been quite severe. And today's in-person ceremony after 2 years of hiatus is a strong indicator of our emergence from the pandemic. All of you in the audience today will have experienced and have been impacted by COVID in some form or shape. So it is really an exceptionally opportune moment for us to come together to celebrate your incredible achievements in this wonderful London landmark. We at the school feel a huge sense of pride in what all of you as our class of 22 have achieved. Your strength, sense of community, and solidarity have been an inspiration. And along with that, I too feel an enormous sense of pride in the school and what we have achieved. We have come a long way in 58 years, from a small British business school to a consistently ranked world leader in research and business education. From humble beginnings with just 37 students, we are today a school of over 2,200 across many degree programs. And we are one of the few truly global business schools with campuses in the world's major financial centers and a level of diversity unmatched by our peers. And I hope very much that in the time you've been with us, you've experienced that diversity. Our global footprint is vast, and so too is the profound impact we have on the way that the world does business. As you leave us, you become the global ambassadors of this institution. And it is through you and your accomplishments that London Business School will leave its mark on the world. And wherever I travel, I'm constantly told by those I meet how London Business School has transformed their lives. I hope that this will be the case for all of you as well. And if we truly believe in our mission and in the values of this great school, then all of us have a responsibility to ensure that we leave an everlasting and positive impact on the world now and for generations to come. The past 2 years have shown us that nothing is impossible and that when we work together, we can achieve great things. Be proud of what you have accomplished in your time with us, but also be humble before the incredible achievements of others. Our world relies upon mutual respect and tolerance. As the beneficiaries of a privileged education, we all have a duty of leadership, but we also have an obligation of character. The most important thing to remember is that both of these are the sum of many individual decisions. Character may be manifested in the great moments, but it is made in the small ones. The world is full of challenges, many of which we actually all never anticipated before. So I wish you well as you confront these and as you build your careers and your personal journeys. Never, though, forget what you have accomplished. Let that inspire you to achieve even more in the years ahead. So congratulations on all that you have and will go on to achieve. And with that, it gives me great pleasure to introduce our 9th Dean at London Business School, François Hurtado-Magnin, who will talk about the journey that you have all made together. Thank you.
Class of 2022. This is a special day. We are here to celebrate your achievement and to mark the age-old rite of passage from student to alumni. Your path to graduation has been like none before. Rough, unpredictable, and at times possibly broken or fractured. Under the most complex and challenging circumstances, you have navigated your way through obstacles we could never have imagined. You are the students whose entire LBS career has been shaped by the pandemic. Relationships forged online, resilience tested to the limits, in your final months affected by war and an economic disruption. But you did it. What you have achieved is brilliant, truly brilliant. Now, many of you will know that to make a diamond takes intense heat and pressure. As it happens, 1400 degrees Celsius and 750,000 tons of pressure per square inch. From these extremes comes a hard, resilient, polished, and ultimately precious stone. You are our diamonds, and we are so proud of you. And you know what? We believe you're going to make us prouder still. Because the world needs you. The world is desperate for brilliant leaders. The world can't wait for your contribution. And so make the most of all that you've learned at LBS, leverage the power of our community, and be a force for good as you move forever forward. In my first years as Dean, I was privileged to launch graduates into a world confident in its ability to sustain economic growth. The pie was ever expanding. In the last 3 years, the tectonic plates of our world have shifted. Today we're confronted with a lingering pandemic, a massive cost of living crisis, refugee crisis all over the world, a war in Europe, and a global climate emergency. In your futures, you'll be confronted with hugely difficult decisions. There will be times when you're bound by constraints. You have to allocate losses and manage a shrinking pie. This is what happened to our school when the pandemic hit. We immediately lost revenue and faced so many never-seen-before challenges. We had to go back to our charts and affirm our true north. And that started with a fundamental question: whom do we serve? And the clear answer was you. You, our students and alumni. And that's why we work tirelessly to keep our schools safe and open, to offer face-to-face experiences, classroom first, and to get you to today. And we needed your help. Your help to help us chart that path forward into that unknown journey. And today we're here because together we did it. Do you remember? At the beginning of your program, I asked you to think about what success will be for you in the future. And then I challenged you to think bigger and bolder about success squared. Today, as we celebrate your graduation, I want to challenge you to think deeper, wider, and to ask yourself the same question that guided us through the pandemic. Whom do you serve? And let the whispers of wisdom shape the fundamentals of your leadership. I share this stage today with my esteemed colleagues to celebrate you. And together, to celebrate the champions whose support and confidence in you radiates around this hall. So graduates, would you please stand? And if we can get the lights on, turn around and look at your mothers and fathers and siblings, brothers, sisters, parents, and friends. They are the ones who got you here. Let's give them all a round of applause. Please sit.
In the name of the governing body, I have the honour to present the following graduates of the Masters in Financial Analysis programme at London Business School. Divyansh Agrawal. Diego Alfaro Lagonia. Peter Ambrosiusian. Jonathan Antor. Thomas Arate Raffo. Sanskriti Bajaj. Jay Bunsal. Partifi Bunsal. Jan Maria Bartoccioni. Guido Bassi. Chloe Balbier, Raleigh Ben-Karain, Ria Barner, Leonie Bick, Fedor Blinov, Jared Max Bloom, Jacob Bollenberger, Philippine Bonnard, Cheng Chiang Cao, Mario Puccinilli Filo, Tristan Chapman, Isa Helen Chen, Tafad Sawar Chinans Vavana, Ananya Chopra, Harris Chronopoulos, Soham Dawani, Hugo Daniel, Maria Beatriz de Arujo Narciso, Subupe Sisiwe Holojlo, Ayaman Dugal, Valerio Dusitza, Adrian Duverger, Yayan Edmonds, Kareem El Asmar, Steve Emelianenko, Jean Enriquez, Jean Enriquez, Atakan Erdogdu, Akosh Ersek, David Fenn, Louis Frack, Lorenz Freigassner, Junin Fu, Samuel Fuchs, Hieronimo Fuentes, Anita Kajinsnikska, Daria Gamily, Daria Nusheva, Moritz Gort, Brinda Gupta, Katrin Haas, Valerio Hetlinger, Muhammad Umar Iqbal, Reena K. Venkatesh, Mikkel Karma, Claire Sue, Georgie Kamalov, Ekaterini Karaviotti, Pinar Katajog, Nicholas Nectarios Katsanavakis, Roberto Keeney, Archit Kadia, Kanish Kadia, Ayush Khurana, Aditya Khurana, Matthew Lane, Aditi Lapeja, Margarita Latif, El Lee, Ziki Lee. Hei Wen Lu. Jacopo Larusso Caputi. Metavila Wan Thawankor. Keshav Mahendra. Neil Malhotra. Ivo Amand Magtich. Helena Martin. Ditlev Peter Moylengrot. Otto Malke. Nohad Mortada. Sam Nanda. Nicolo Nashema Bene. Andrea Navate. Akku Odabasi. Vasilios Popotsoglu. Daruv Pathak. Samsim Manoje Filipose Valley Agalael. Mariana Pinotello. Adrienne Peastree. Leila Plant Chengis. Edgar Pon. John Purcell. Dhruv Ruganath. Ishmael Reyahai. Pietro Rocco de Torre Padula. Boyan Roddick. Francesco Sartori. Leo Schmitz. Rishab Sinha. Varis Sintho Pruangchai. Jennifer Sue. Kochakon Sutarak Sanon. Daniel Tarnowski. Arman Topchu. Sophia Tawami. Katerina Vasileva. Susan Wang. Stella Xu. Kai Xing. Lindsay Christine Zastwani. Saman Sanchuli. Nico Chikvashvili. Please join me in congratulating the Masters in Financial Analysis class of 2022.
Hello, I'm Linda Grattan. I'm Professor of Management Practice here at London Business School. And it gives me enormous pleasure to introduce Anne Cairns, who we have nominated as an honorary fellow this year. Anne is Vice Chair of MasterCard, where she focuses particularly on inclusion, diversity, and innovation. Her focus is also on building new global partnerships. Those of you who know MasterCard know that it's an astonishing global partnership. And those partnerships are with governments, they're with businesses, and importantly, they're with NGOs. Before that, Anne was the president of international markets in customer-related activities, which actually covers more than 200 countries, huge geographical extension. So in introducing Anne, I'm introducing one of the world's highly successful leaders, and of course, one of the world's highly successful women leaders. Now, not only does Anne serve in this role, but she's also a role model for the scientific background. She has an MSc in medical statistics, an honorary degree from Newcastle University, and as a research engineer, she was the first qualified woman to go offshore in an oil rig in the UK, which I think needs a little, even that is amazing. Now, Anne is committed to making a difference. She chairs the 30% Club, and I know that many of you in the audience know that the 30% Club is committed to ensuring that 30% of people in executive positions and in board positions are women. Now, you might ask, is that too low a number? Of course it is, but it's actually higher than it is now. And it's people like Anne and her dedication that are making a difference to the chances that you have, and as I speak to you, your parents, your daughters have, to make a real change to this world. She also, by the way, serves as the non-executive of the UK's Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy and the UK's AI Council. Now, importantly for us at London Business School, Anne is a great supporter of London Business School and obviously an important role model. I know Anne because I teach an elective on the future of work. Some of you may have been at that elective, and if you have, you'll know that Anne every year comes to speak and talks about what it is to be running a large, complex business, but also what it is to be a woman running a large, complex business. Now, there's probably something that Anne has that very few people in this room have, and I almost would like to see the lights on. I haven't asked for this, so maybe the lights won't come on. But how many people here, and I'm looking at the faculty as well, hands up all of you who have got a degree in pure mathematics? How many people here have got a... One. Who is it? Stand up. Let's see the one. So you, oh, another woman. Oh, so here we have. I'm a bit ashamed of our faculty here. There's nobody, all those economists sitting here, none of you got a degree in pure mathematics? No, you haven't. But whilst Anne might be very unusual in terms, we need the lights up, let's keep the lights up, please. Whilst Anne is unusual in terms of being only one of two people in this room with a degree in pure mathematics, she actually has something in common with many of the people in this room. Like all the brilliant parents standing here today, Anne sent her daughter to London Business School. So let's hear it from all the parents. I know, I felt choked up then. Yeah, we love parents at London Business School. And it's marvellous that you parents and Anne have something in common. You all supported your kids through London Business School. Thanks for doing that. Over to Apurv, who's going to give the fellowship.
Thank you, Linda. By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I have the honour of conferring the title of Honorary Fellow on Anne Cairns. Anne.
Well, how to follow that? I'm absolutely thrilled to have this London Business School honour conferred on me today. And I must thank Linda for her wonderful introduction. I noticed this week, Linda, actually, that British Airways were in the newspapers because you couldn't actually have the prefix doctor if you were a woman trying to use the booking system. And I was wondering how they cope with the prefix professor. I think you should try it. So, what can I say to all of you wonderful students that are graduating today? Well, first of all, it's a major achievement after 2 years in the time of COVID. And my goodness, you are coming out into a business world that is so different from the world that you left. We've already heard that it's a world that has incredible inflation now, massive disruption of supply chains, a world that's grappling with war in the Ukraine, and governments grappling with trying to keep energy prices to a level that consumers can tolerate. And unfortunately, it's a time where the World Food Programme are actually worried, seriously worried, about a possible onset of famine. So this is not sounding particularly great. However, 150 years ago, a Russian author wrote, "Times of crisis or disruption or constructive change are not only predictable, but desirable. They mean growth. Taking a new step, uttering a new word, is what people fear the most." Dostoevsky. It's another view on the theme of crisis and opportunity. And as we come out of COVID, we know that the demand for talent is huge. Here in Britain, we're at a level of employment that we have never seen since 1974. And just to put this into context for you, that's when ABBA won the Eurovision Song Contest. And I'm talking here about ABBA themselves, not their avatars. And we're going to need all of the talent that we have in this room to tackle the big challenges ahead. For example, the challenge of how do we really meet net zero? And also, we need to redesign globalization. And you've all got a long road ahead. I'm sure you all know about Linda's book, The 100-Year Life. And if you've read that, or if you haven't, it's time to read it. I believe she sold over 1 million copies. You will know that you're just on a path of continuously learning. And you've invested this time in yourself to take time out to really focus and grow. And rather like Adele, I hope that you all come back even better than before. I wish I was starting my career again, because we're on the cusp of an amazing new era. It's going to be powered by AI, quantum computing, 5G, Web3. These technologies will change the world forever. And they will combine in such a way to connect all of us on the planet, regardless of our political differences. They'll accelerate digital and financial inclusion in a way that we have never seen before. Because, quite frankly, you can't have the internet of everything unless you have the inclusion of everyone. So whether you come out of London Business School and join a powerful business like MasterCard, reaching 3 billion people on the planet today, or you join a big investment bank, PE company, asset manager, and are sitting at the forefront of investment in the latest technologies and industries such as space, biotech, green energy, fintech, or whether in fact you're working in those industries yourself as a startup, as a scale-up, or as a big tech. There is one thing that will make you successful in this brave new business world, or in fact one thing you can't be successful without, and that is the relationships that you build. Be great managers. Really develop your people. One of the best people who ever worked for me in my company is now the CEO. So what can I say to you, all of you today, who are looking forward to making your mark on the world? First, don't compromise. Find those companies that really match your passion and match your values, and work in the way that you want to work. Second, think about Dostoevsky and think about the new step, the new word. And while things might look, a bit poor right now, the economies will improve and they will change, and you all can be the drivers of the recovery and the designers of the new world economy. And the last piece of advice I'd give is, remember, it's your boss who does your performance review. So, if your boss doesn't rate you, get a new one. Thank you.
In the name of the governing body, it is my honour to present the following graduates of the Masters in Management programme at London Business School. Sebastian Abayoni. Valerie Abatista. Leonard About. Gulina. Muskan Agarwal. Kajol Agarwal. Raghav Agarwal. Harshvardhan Agarwal. Sarah Alshaya. Fabio Aman Fernandez. Simran Bajwa. Vicente Ballester. Ria Bansal. Julia Bataya Travato. Aditya Sham Harish Batsari. Laura Berger. Cleophie Bernard. Camilla Rossetti. Anna Botsari. Camille Buscasa. Ludovica Brizioli. Matthew Broadley. Ruggero Bucalosi. Nikolai Buhl. Arpan Bum. Chelsea Castaneda. Adi Chakravarti. Beatrice Chan. Trisha Cheney. Idan Chan. Suryan Shohan. Hui Wen Cheng. Avner Manahem Eli Chetrit. Derek Chu. Hannah Yu Shuan Chua. Roman Courtois. Jules Cavilier. Maxime Deladoucette. Paul Delmas Petit. Victor Desjulier. Ishan Dingra. Shupang Dingra. Alessandro Didona. Nathan Dubau. Timmy Eigner. Roy Alal. Danny Sakai Alas. Hannes Erbacker. Okan Ergin Bilgic. Taig Fahy. Isabel Fernandez Gonzalez. Valentin Fotev. Greg Frank. Leah Fried. Matteo Gazzini. Priyasha Goel. Virginia Gofredi. Ulina Catherine Go. Valentina Gomez. Daniel Leon Philip Grabinger. Silvana Grazia D'Antonio. Clémence Gramond. Federico Guerra. Sonal Gupta. Manan Gupta. Gargi Gupta. Ishita Gupta. Annika Gustafsson. Dhruv Hajela. Yusuf Hanna. Zach Harkins. Kako Higashida. Camila Horta Cardenas. Michael Huang. Clementine Uber. Henrika Hulshester. Louise Holtman. Daria Ilkaeva. Vedant Jain. Rashi Jain. Ruben Khan. Kavya Kasirama. Navreet Kaur. Shrey Khandelwal. Alexia Kodari. Christina Kodikina. Frederick Knudsen. Alexis Koch. Jingya Kong. Surbi Kutari. Demid Krylov. Jonathan Koo. Jem Kulukchu. Jose Labios Serrano. Henri Lamusso. Raphael Leon. Marianne Lapp. Christine Jacqueline Leung. Cindy Lee. Alice Liu. Jiaju Sandru Liu. Alexander Michael Ulf Luce. Judy Liu. Young Liu. Jane Liu. Jade Asta Marek. Diane Marquet de Vasselot. Fed Marakchi. Windya Mati. Siddhant Matta. Ludovico Matildi. Al-Namira Megjani. Amari Melaved. Prachi Mishra. Devonsh Mittal. Law Montangerand. Elliot Alessandro Mora Zambrano. Shupanka Mora. Egbert Ngabirano. Wanda Novikova. Lara Orenstein. Fritz Packman. Dimitris Panayotou. Virginia Panzer. Saz Patel. Julius Peshke. Claire Piacentini. Yakov Pichigov. Laya Polja. Asif Hidayat. Monica Chian. Clement Angelo Quesada. Ishita Rahul. Apar Rastogi. Arnav Ratan. Carla Rover. Morgan Rose. Daria Saji. Gabrielle Sakai. Ernev Sakuja. Nur Sami. Bhuja Saravana Kumar. Vidi Saroha. Adele Semama. Susie Showman. Julius Shield. Martin Schell. Konrad Schur. Kunal Shah. Deep Shah. Divyendu Shekhar. Sinu Shi. Aniruddha Singh. Shipra Singh. Shashwat Sinha. Mia Sinabad. Sebastian Spiteri. Tyler Stanley Owusu. Katerina Souza. Cameron Sutton. Leila Tamraz. Ri Chang Joseph Tan. Daniele Tana. Tiffany Tay. Pal Palin Tayshokwewat. Louisa Texter. Mohika Thumpy. Matteo Totti. Amanda Maria Umuze. Sana van den Breinen. Julia Rekia van der Gut. Sergei Vartanov Kachaturian. Dominic Theater. Nicholas Theater. Andre Vega. Christina Verbov. Emma Wachter. Shudong Wang. Cindy Wang. Ahmed Water. Helena Wekre. Jakob Winkler. Tanyawat Wonbenjarat. Matthias Wu. Kalina Jeleva. Renata Wenju Wojong. And from the MFA class, Yangjing Qian. Please join me in congratulating the Masters in Management class of 2022.
Okay, terrific. So my name is Julian Birkinshaw. I'm a professor of the Strategy and Entrepreneurship group, and it's my great honor to introduce Rebecca Henderson, university professor at Harvard Business School, who will be receiving an honorary doctorate degree. Rebecca is British by birth, and indeed she grew up here until she was 17, still got family here, but she made her career in the US. She went to MIT to study mechanical engineering for her undergrad. She had brief roles at McKinsey and GE, and then a PhD in business economics at Harvard Business School. And she was then on the faculty at the Sloan School at MIT for 20 years, and then another 10 years at Harvard. She has done hugely influential research on the dynamics of innovation, and I recognize some of you took my elective course just this last term, and some of you might remember our discussions of innovation and disruption and such concepts. Rebecca wrote one of these seminal pieces of research helping to understand why it is that established companies sometimes fail to capitalize on new technologies. The concept of architectural innovation. This may not be a word that everybody knows, but Rebecca was the pioneer of that concept. More recently, though, since I guess the last 10 or 15 years or so, she has turned her attention to sustainability, describing herself as an out-and-out tree lover. She has spent much of the last 15 years grappling with the relationship between big business and environmental sustainability. An important issue I think that we can all recognize as one that we're going to have to get to grips with much more in the years ahead. She taught a very successful course on this topic at Harvard for many years, and then in 2020 she published a book, Reimagining Capitalism in a World on Fire. What a great title, really. It was a finalist in the FT, Financial Times, McKinsey Business Book of the Year Award in 2020. And she makes the case that capitalism, as we know it today, is broken. We're not tackling environmental issues enough. We are not sharing the fruits of prosperity. The book provides a great playbook for business leaders. The answer is for business leaders to work much more constructively with governments, to become agents for change, and to become a force for good in the world. Rebecca is, just in closing, Rebecca is one of those rare breed of multi-talented academics who can do everything. In other words, she is at home in the company of the hardcore academics publishing in the very best strategy and economics journals. She's also immensely practical. She works providing advice to executives, teaching executive education programs, working with policymakers. She serves as a non-executive director on a number of commercial as well as not-for-profit boards. So she has strong links to the UK academic scene. She is a fellow of the British Academy and also the American Academy of Arts and Sciences. And it is a great pleasure to be able to present her with an honorary doctorate from the London Business School. Congratulations, Rebecca.
By the authority of the governing body of London Business School, I admit you to the degree of Doctorate of Science in Economics, honoris causa.
Julian, thank you for those very kind words. And thank you for giving me this honor. Not only the honor of the degree, but the honor of sitting on the stage and seeing you walk across. Francois referred to you as diamonds. What I saw was grace and strength and courage. My congratulations. You've heard a lot from this platform this afternoon about the world we're in and what you must do as leaders. I thought I'd take a couple of minutes to let you know what my career felt like from the inside, in the hope that it might be useful as you face the immense challenges that we all face together. As Julian said, I am a tree lover. I'm worse than that. I am a tree hugger. I spent a large part of my adolescence lying on the lower limb of a great copper beech, looking up at the sky through its branches. I felt safe and protected and connected to something infinitely larger than myself. But of course, I knew I had to make a living, so I did a degree in engineering and then a PhD in economics, and I learned the hard stuff, the real stuff. How to analyze, how to break problems into pieces, how to think of myself as a competitor, how to understand the role that competition and self-interest has played in building the capitalist system and in making our world what it is. And then 15 years ago, I read The Science of Climate Change. I am immensely proud to be a capitalist. I think business has transformed our world. In the years since my father was born, the world's population has more than tripled, but GDP has more than quintupled. Rates of malnutrition, of maternal mortality, of young infant death have plummeted, not in relative percentage terms, but in absolute terms. We live a life our grandparents could never have dreamt of. But there is a shadow side to the world we have built. The world is burning. Last year in the Australian fires, 3 billion animals burned to death. A third of Bangladesh was underwater. The American West is on fire right now. Droughts sweep the world. We live in a radically unequal world. The scientists fear that unless we change our trajectory, hundreds of millions of people will migrate north as the harvests fail. More people will die from heat stroke than die now from infectious diseases. As many as 40% of the animal and plant species with whom we share our planet may become extinct. The ocean may die. I've spent the last 15 years of my career trying to grapple with this knowledge, trying to find a way forward, trying to chart a path by which business can be part of the solution. Because without the innovative capacity, without the drive, without the resources that business brings, we are sunk. We need business. So I've had to learn to integrate the two parts of myself, the tree hugger and the engineer. The family person, I have a son I love more than anyone in the world, and the economist. And my challenge is your challenge. This is our challenge. How do we be successful business people in this world and healers at the same time? So what have I learned? I used to think that we had to save the world. I don't think that's quite right, because saving the world is way beyond any single one of us, and it's a heck of a load to carry. I think our job is not to save the world. I think our job is to love it, to become business people who are, yes, superb analysts, wonderful strategists. I think we need to use all the skills we have, and you have a whole bunch of shiny new skills that you need to put to work. But as you do that, I think you need to remember to love the world, to think of the natural world not as something to be used and cut down and dumped into, but as part of ourselves. And a human world not as employees who are things or cogs or get in the way, but as fellow human beings to treat with dignity and respect. We have the technology and the resources to build a truly just and sustainable world. This is an amazing opportunity to innovate. We have the solutions we need. What we do not have is the collective will to make that happen. We need to rediscover that we are intimately interrelated, to bring love into the boardroom as well as numbers. You may think what I'm saying seems like, whoa, a little out there, but I promise you this is real. That hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of business leaders are discovering this is the way to lead. From Erik Odsmanson in Norway, who endured death threats to revolutionize the waste industry in Scandinavia and build the circular economy, to Diana Proper, who discovered 20 years ago that you could fund the firms that were doing the right thing and make a good living at it. You will not be alone. You will be part of one of the great changes, and it will be fun. I cannot promise that you will become infinitely rich, although I think I can assure you you will do very well. But I can tell you that you will find joy and passion and friends for the journey. Henry David Thoreau said, the mass of people, he said men, the mass of people go to the grave with the song still in them, leading lives of quiet desperation. But you don't have to. We are songs the universe is singing. It's not about the money, it's not about the things, it's about the joy. Good luck.
In the name of the governing body, it is my honour to present the following graduates of the Masters in Analytics and Management programme at London Business School. Palak Awusti. Zervan Borak. Ziyue Chung. Jia Ying Chen. Reina Doshi. Eduardo Ferri. Emma Flutch. Thomas Giannetti Ficori. Simon He. Hu Tsitsong. Jean Huang. Xenia Huber. Lazar Jelik. Ukshit Kacharia. Jeffrey Kaikati. Rishab Kaushik. Alex Kubinga. Jose Ignacio Lafitte Moral. Hanlu Lin. Vera Mianti. Raghav Mehta. Uzli Seren Menis. Francois Mizrahi. Valeria Morales. Clara Moreno Sanchez. Kazma Nagy Betek. Valeria Opre. Nisa Oza. Abdullah Rehman. Yelena Savic. Clemens Tadashi Tadeus Shah. Sabrina Sio. Aman Akshay Sharma. Purva Sikri. Roberta Silme. Kashish Solanki. Maximilian Stock. Mariana Taki. Estelle Tesaro. Chandrima Tolia. Hirsch Tripathi. Massimiliano Ursig. Roman Bafket Lorenzo. Lauren Wade. Ferdinand Wollenberg. Sarah Wu. Shu. Tanisha Yadav. Anuya Yalabandi. Ifan Young. Jiangxia Rory Yu. Jinyu Zhong. And Stephen Ju. Please join me in congratulating the Masters in Analytics and Management class of 2022.
Earlier, we thanked Anne Cairn for sending to us her daughter. As you were coming along, I noticed some of the last names were the same, and I know that at least 2 of you are siblings. And so I think we should thank the parents who sent us siblings all at once. Yes? And if we can get the lights, I think we owe them a special photo, don't we? So if we can get the lights, I know there's a Canton brothers someplace. Didn't I get that right? Where are they? Could you stand up? Any other siblings in the room? Could you stand up? So to them and to your parents, congratulations. You? Thank you so much. What to you?
Thank you. I would like to start off with a beautiful Sanskrit quote I read last week. Gurure Brahma, Gurure Vishnu, Gurure Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Par Brahma, Tasme Shri Guru Navo Nama. This scripture says, when in the presence of your God and your Guru, Guru means teacher, bow down to your Guru before God, because they are the ones who have shown you the path to enlightenment and helped you reach your goals. I would therefore, as per Indian customs, like to take this moment to bow down to our professors sitting here in front of us, because we would not have been here at a graduation ceremony without them. But an important learning here at LBS has been that a teacher is not just one who is academically appointed, but also the friend who sits with you at 11 p.m. the night before the exam or an interview to help you prepare. It's also the alumni who guides you through the interview process, paying their debt forward. Or in my case, it's also the family and friends who sat with me till 2 a.m. last night, helping me review my speech. And so I thank all of you here, as I know that everyone has played a part bringing together each other to reach this milestone of ours. However, my journey here hasn't been linear. I am admitting something not everyone will openly admit. I applied to the batch of 2021 last year, got rejected, gave the GMAT again to score higher, perfected my essays, and I'm glad to say that I attended with the batch of 2022 this year and got the privilege to study with and get to know each and every one of you. Because I feel like we are the luckiest batch. We got to experience London in full swing after COVID, had one of the best placement statistics. And last, but definitely not the least, we got to attend our classes in person and give our exams online. Similarly, I'm sure each and every one of us has had some curveballs in our journey. I know of people who applied to, as they say, 200 plus jobs and got rejections before they got their dream offer. A close friend of mine came into the MFA geared to go into IB, but he found a love for consulting somewhere along the way and he got an offer there. Life is going to throw a lot of curveballs at us, but I feel that LBS has equipped us to handle each and every one of these. And also what I do know is that all of us have one thing in common that we can count on always. That is free beer at Sundowners. No, I'm just kidding. It's the LBS community that we're a part of. I would now request all of you, the students here, to look to your left and then to your right. These people graduating with you today are the ones whom we have made unshakable bonds with over the last year. And over the next 10 to 15 years, I know that all of us will grow and reach the top positions in our chosen fields. Some of us would be partners and managing directors at a few of the top consulting, private equity, or investment banks. And some of us may even be the founders or CEOs of corporates and startups. And another thing I'm sure of is that we'll all be stalking each other on LinkedIn. I have been amazed with the strive for perfection LBS has, be it the professors who linked all the theoretical learnings with real-world applications to explain the concepts better, the careers team who organized reviews and networking sessions for us, or the gifts team that organized an amazing international experience for each and every student. The Sundowners team too, can't forget them, who ushered us out with perfection every day at 8:30 p.m. sharp so that we could get to the after parties at Windsor on time. But jokes aside, a big thank you to all these teams for making our LBS journey truly worth it. We now have a short video for all of you.
During my time at London Business School, what left the biggest impression on me was the people.
You're surrounded by so many like-minded people who challenge you constantly. You're doing what you love and at the same time having a great time.
I met some really bright minds that helped mentor me and some really great teachers.
One of the biggest things that I've learned is having the confidence to speak up and share your opinion and engage in the conversation.
I had the most diverse set of classmates. The breadth of experience, all this was profound and absolutely valuable for me.
Sitting in a classroom with 100 people from all over the world has really changed the way I think about international business and has really helped me to understand the viewpoints of people from different cultures.
The most valuable thing I've gained from London Business School would be opportunities. The doors have been opened because I graduated and was part of this amazing environment.
I am proud to be an LBS alumni because of that initial blink moment you have when you meet people. Oh, you went to LBS.
The LBS network has been instrumental in giving me guidance, for help. You reach out to someone and they make time and help out.
No matter where you go in the world, there's always someone you can relate to and speak to and connect with.
Very often I bump into people and we have this connection about having gone to London Business School, even though we were years apart.
I have truly met some of my best friends at LBS.
When you come back together again, there's something that you share, and after 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, you never lose that.
No matter where we go in life, what career we end up at, where city, what region of the world we end up at, London Business School will always be a part of us.
I'm very proud to be an alumni of London Business School.
That was a great video, thanks for that. So just some closing words. When we entered the gates of this world-class B school, we dreamed that one day we'd graduate from LBS. We dreamed that one day we'd have our dream jobs. We dreamed that one day we'd be a degree wiser. Let me take a moment to let it sink in and remind you all that today is that one day. I'd like everyone to offer a resounding round of applause for yourself, your batch, your community, and of course your speaker. Congratulations to the class of 2022.
This is when you find out who were these other people who came on the stage to shake the hands of our graduates. These are our colleague faculty members who were selected by the students as the best teachers of the year for their program. It's now my distinct pleasure to be joined on stage by our deputy in faculty, Professor Iran Tuna, to honor those awardees. First, Best Teacher of the World for the Masters in Analytics and Management, Professor Ali Ouad. And then, are you ready for rapturous applause? I mean, there's many of them here. You guys ready? For the Masters in Management, Professor Sung Yong Chang. And then, just a little surprise for my colleagues, but there are two other people on stage here who played a very special and particularly important role to your experience over the course of the year. And they too at some point stood up on stage, so that make sure you know who they are, and maybe you can help me in giving thanks to them. The one who stood up for the MFA was our Deputy for Program, Professor Odette Königsberg. You might want to stand up. of course, your experience is about how the program and the faculty come together to create these interactions among you. And with Odette, of course, it's Irem who made a big difference for us all. You've heard so much today. I kept trying to remember some of the quotes of our different speakers because I thought they were so on target and so important. But I lost track of them. The good news is, this is on YouTube. You can go and watch it again. And I would encourage you to do so because today is such an important moment in your life. It's the end and it's also a beginning. The beginning of what I hope will be your sparkling adventure. And I hope that you take the measure of where we are in this great hall here in London with the symbol of state and church looking on us. I hope you appreciate this precious gift that will carry with you forever. Your LBS family. You are surrounded today by diamonds who have been shaped with you, each of you reflecting each other's brilliance. And there are more, or nearly more, than 50,000 such jewels all around the world in our alumni family. And so whenever the path feels rocky and your light dimmed, lean towards these shining lights. And whenever your path becomes easier and your light shines brightly, then lean again towards your LBS family and take others along with you on your journey. You are a generation of global leaders. I think you heard today how much we need you. Take over and make this world a better place for all of us. Please. As we conclude, I want to ask you to stand. Mr. Chairman, colleagues, this is what it's all about. Thank you for all your work in shaping and polishing such an outstanding class of 2022. And to all of you graduates, that's one thing I remembered. Thank you, Rebecca. Go forth with joy and love. And hats off to your success. Cheers.